What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hans, the healthcare CEO. This is quarter number four, and that's right. The fourth quarter, I got a super special guest today, Miss Shanelle Clark, Monet Clark. Yo, super dope female. Hey, she is like a gym fanatic, fitness expert. Everything about her is about health and wealth. And this young lady has gone from working in corporate America to being a super successful entrepreneur, but it didn't stop there. This young lady, what makes her so special, and I'm so honored to have her here, is she started her own vegan protein shake right here, Pristein Protein. So listen, I want y'all to pay attention, glue your ears to the TV, and you want to listen to everything she has to say. Right now, coming to the Healthcare CEO podcast for the fourth episode is Miss Shanelle. Let's go.
Hey, Hans.
What's going on? How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. You nervous?
No.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Y'all see how beautiful she is?
Thank you.
We keep it right. Is that always been a problem with you?
Say it again.
Has that been a problem? Like, do you get like pretty girl privilege, or you get like
It's a blessing
pretty girl
and
advantage?
a curse. It's a blessing and a curse.
Explain.
Yeah, I mean, it works when it works, like to have your charm, but to always be approached or, sometimes you just want to blend in.
You don't know why people are approaching you. If they just like you,
I mean,
or they like what they see.
it would be nice to be unbothered sometimes. That's all.
But it's a compliment.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody approaches you, it's a compliment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it helps, like you said, when it needs to.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I heard your backdrop. You from New York? What part of New York you from?
Yes, Rochester, New York.
I don't know if that's New York, but we'll leave it alone.
Yeah, it's upstate.
Your Knicks are losing. How you feel about that?
That's not my problem. I don't really watch that stuff too much. Yeah.
And something special about you, though, is where's your dad from?
My dad, so he's from Rochester, New York as well. But he is the last one of all his siblings who were born in Haiti, Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
Nice. So he was born in Port-au-Prince or born in New York?
He was born in New York.
Okay.
But all his older siblings were born in Haiti.
Nice. So you have a little Haitian in you.
Mm-hmm.
You speak Creole?
Barely.
There's any pickles in these? For my Haitians, no pickles in this?
No.
No? Okay. Dang, no griot in that? Griot juice? Okay, cool. Listen, you are a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about yourself.
Okay. So I'm Shanelle. I'm 30 years old. We're wrapping up our 1 year anniversary, actually, of Pristein Vegan Protein. Before this, I still am a licensed real estate agent.
Okay.
Also was licensed in...
Your mom?
Yeah, I'm a mother to a 5-year-old beautiful daughter.
You said mother of two?
No.
You said a mother two.
I'm a mother to a daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a 5-year-old.
Your mom,
Mm-hmm.
real estate agent.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it about Shanelle that makes you like what even brought you to starting your own protein?
Okay, so there's so many things. The main thing is that like I have a ton of allergies. So not necessarily like extreme allergies, but food sensitivities. And because of that, like it's hard for me to eat a lot of things that are just like grab and go, like on the shelf or like in the drive-through window. Most of those things have something I'm not supposed to be eating in it. So when I work out, it's hard for me to find something that works for me. Or I was doing a vegan protein powder like from the grocery store, but those ones usually don't have the best flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make something that was, already deliciously flavored and just easy accessible. You can just do milk or water and you're good to go.
But so what happened though? I'm talking about like, okay, you had a kid.
Yeah.
Were you working out before your kid?
Yes, I was working out before my kid.
Because I see what we're doing.
Yeah, so I've been a dancer all my life. I ran track, cheer, dance, and step all throughout high school and college. I still did dance, cheer, and step. Dance and step, yeah. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I wanted to join the Hawks. So I was still pursuing dance all the way up until my first year of having a kid is when I kind of was like, okay, let's move on. But I've always been athletic pretty much. So that's when I just kind of switched gears and I was like, okay, I'm not pursuing dance. Like I don't want to be a background dancer or anything like that anymore, but it's still a part of my life. I'm always working out. How can I make a business out of this?
So you went from what were you doing before you were a realtor?
Waitressing.
Okay, nice. So you corporate America too, a little. Waitresses, you still work for what company?
Sweet Lounge.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So you did that.
Yeah.
And then you're like having a child. Now your baby's grown. Your baby's very active. And then it was like, all right, I ain't got time for all this protein. Like, what made you go? Did you start making your own protein and then go, oh, this is some good-ish?
Yeah, I was always in the kitchen making my own smoothies, but it took a lot of time. It took too much time. So that's why I'm like, let's make something that's already ready to go. And like, I know the struggle, like I was vegan at one point, but being a vegan or someone with all these allergies, like we always run into stuff that either doesn't taste good, or if it does taste good, it's like it's really hard to come by. So
because when I do my protein, I got to put 2 scoops of peanut butter, a little bit of jelly, some honey. I don't even know if it's a real healthy thing. The way I look it up, it's not even healthy no more. It's just I put all this stuff in there to give it that flavor, and mentally I think I'm doing something right. I just think, okay, I'm eating protein shake. I don't pay attention to all the other crap I'm putting in there. So we went from you being a realtor, waitressing, put your dreams on hold, still have a daughter who's in dance and other stuff, right?
Yeah, she's in gymnastics.
And now you're like, okay, I got to keep my body right. I'm making my protein. I'm giving everybody the blueprint of how this thing really came to fruition for you. You don't like what's out there. What else is out there you're allergic to, or is giving you bubble guts or whatever?
Yeah. And then also there's always like the issue with the texture. Like some proteins are kind of chalky and things like that. And I was just trying to see like how can I make something that's smooth, that's high protein, low calorie, and still taste delicious.
But you was doing that just for you.
Yeah.
We didn't get to the part where, okay, I love this, and then we didn't get to that part. So now it's like you really was making your own protein powders.
Yeah, because like when you work out a lot of time, like you're kind of like, it's like you're working those muscles, right? So they need, in order to recover, you need protein. So, I was searching for something like that's good, and I wasn't satisfied.
But how did you I guess what I'm thinking is like, how do you make a powder? Because I know you're talking about you tied other people's, but when you started doing your own stuff, were you adding their powder to your stuff, and then you?
Yeah, I would just use a original flavor protein powder, and I would build on top of that.
Okay, so like a protein powder had no flavor.
Yeah, vegan protein, just plain. Oh. Yeah, and I would build on top of that.
And so what was that missing?
It was missing all the flavor. Like, okay, sometimes, you just got to get it in your body, but, and then also the time consuming too. Like you have to, if you're making a smoothie from home, that banana, that peanut butter, it's going to stick and it's going to leave a mess if you don't clean it up right away.
Okay.
With this, sometimes I don't even use the blender. I have shaker cups, and I just put it straight in there. Exactly.
And you're ready to go.
Yeah, and all the ingredients, banana and peanut butter is already in there, so it's fine.
All right, so that's dope. Yeah. So what made you go, oh, I got some. Oh, this is dope. Like, what was that moment between, oh, this is pretty cool. I get to run to work and make my protein, but then to, okay, nothing out here satisfied me. I'm going to start doing my own. And, everybody believes their joint is really good. But when did you say? Okay,
so I was really just kind of searching for something to be my thing, right? Like, everyone has their niche or something like that. And it's like all these companies are hitting me up because they want me. You know what I'm saying? They want me to represent their brand. So I'm like, what is already a part of my life that I can, that I can make something out of, pretty much. Because I'm already doing all of these things. They want me. How can I do something for myself? So that's kind of how I took that. And then,
But what went into that thought process? Because it's so easy to get paid by someone else.
Yeah.
So what made you go, I don't want to get paid by y'all?
It's deeper than that. Like, you can post their things a lot. And it's like sometimes the engagement isn't there because people are like, I just want to see you for you. I don't want to see you with this product in your hand. So I was like, I don't want my page to be taken over by advertisement. So that's kind of why I didn't really stick with that too much. And also, like, I wanted to be paid for it. Not saying that
they weren't paying you.
Not saying that you can't, but I wasn't like super consistent with it to be paid from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like offers were coming to me. Now I did get paid from a couple ads, I would say that. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to do my own thing with it. So it's not like I'm always in a cycle of producing other people's content.
Yeah.
You know,
promoting their products.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you get more control your way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but you know the grind was like, it still sounds easier than I'm going to start my own business.
Yeah, there's a lot into it. And like I said, when I was searching for my things, I mean, it was like other things that came into it. Like I used to be a barista when I was in college. So, and when I first moved here, I was staying with my friend, and he saw me like making my own, like a frappuccino or my own coffee cocktails in the morning. He was like, you should sell these. And I never did, but it was like, that's kind of how I came up with the carrot cake flavor. Yeah, so it was just like, let's do a dessert flavor, but it's still low calorie, low sugar, everything. But that's kind of how I came up with that one, was from the drinks I used to make back in the day.
Okay, so we went from you just getting a thought in your head because you were a trainer, and now that you're a mommy and other things, you don't have the time to show people houses, still hit the gym, take care of your daughter. So you had to find another way. So now you started mixing your own flavors.
Yeah.
But when did you say, this needs to be in mass production? Like, did you let a lot of people sample it?
Yeah, I let people sample it, and they loved it. Yeah. But also, like, I think when the last company hit me up, and I was like, you know what? I got to do my own thing.
What they say to make you go, I ain't doing this no more?
They didn't say anything bad, but it was just like, why can't this be my own?
So other people saw value in you. You're like, yo, I need to see it in myself.
Yeah.
Okay. So what now? I love it, and I love the backstory because you're the everyday person that got a goal, and then you have the obstacles, which kids are not obstacles, but they make it more challenging, right?
Yeah.
I call what you and I do is hustling backwards. It's like we have a kid, then we go follow our dreams.
Right, yeah.
The other way around. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, like, and doing it on my own as well. Like, it's one thing when you have a partner to kind of like, okay, let's teamwork, let's do this together. But being on your own makes it totally different.
Oh, so you're single.
Yeah.
Guys, she's single. I'm going to get her Instagram, and we're going to put it out there. But only contact her for business. I already know how that goes.
Yeah.
Please contact her for business. Shanelle is super focused. Let's go. But, all right, so, yeah, that is definitely an obstacle. I know. Woof.
Yeah.
That is real in the field.
Yeah.
It's like no one to lean on, no one to even take a breath and just be like, exhale with. And that could be all we need, really. But, yeah, you're speaking truth when it's like, you know, even though we got the support and we're not, quote unquote, single parents, but trying to build a business and take care of a child is like a task.
Yeah, it's tough. And still work while working, yeah.
What do you do to keep going?
I mean, the workout, honestly, is what fuels me. And then, like, knowing that she's so young, it's like I still have the potential to change her life, you know? So I want to do it now. That's why I go extra hard now, because I'm like, 5 years from now, I want her life to be so different, so much better, you know?
And you're putting it all on Pristein Protein? Let's go. I got a bottle, so I'm going to let you know. Okay, so it's super dope. I love it. You got this. You sampled it. So if someone's looking at you and going, how do I become that girl like Shanelle? Or a guy's looking like, how the hell did she do this? What was the first thing you would tell somebody to do?
I would tell them to take a look at what they're eating. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously...
And that's for someone who wants to start their own protein line.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So what? Nah, not y'all. I feel you, but no.
Sorry, I'm a fitness influencer, so that's like the most things. When people come to me, they ask me like to be their trainer or something like that, or what are you doing, what do you eat, stuff like that. So
for the protein line, though.
Yeah, so if they're looking to do a protein or just to be like an entrepreneur, or
like, because you got the real deal here. Like, your thing got the label, the expiration.
Yeah.
I mean, this is real. This is why I'm so proud of you, because,
thank you.
You know, one thing that led me to you was I was like, I got to try to help you figure out how to get this to the world, because, of course, black woman doing her thing, you know, taking care of a child and saying, no, I'm going to still follow my dream, and the label is so dope. So there might be another young Shanelle that's like, how do I do that?
Yeah. So I would say, like, what made me want to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that is just like the people around me or the sphere, and it's like I'm constantly learning from the internet as well. Like I follow so many entrepreneurs, and I would say from the conferences and things I've been to, all the stuff that I invested in, I learn something every time I go to one of these sessions or listen to something. So
so the first step is education.
Yeah, education. Okay. Like that's how I first learned about like LLCs and trademarks, and then I learned about branding and all of that stuff. So just like constantly educating yourself, and then do something that's you too, that relates to you. Like don't try to sell, don't try to be somebody you're not and try to sell it. Yeah, like what do you already do? What are you already known for? What do people like about you? And do that. Okay. Yeah.
And then so you're talking, educate yourself on just business. Surround yourself, because I'm listening to you, and what we do at the Healthcare CEO Podcast, I'm sorry if I keep you on that. What we do at the Healthcare CEO Podcast is I take what you say and I create a format for somebody listening.
Yeah.
Right? So you say, okay, surround yourself with the right people. Right? Educate yourself. And just, webinars, seminars, anything that's going to help you develop your business acumen. Right? And then so the next thing is, with you, and correct me if I'm wrong, you created a why. Right? And your why was, there's no vegan protein out there that is like as healthy as yours, and there's none as easy as yours to make. What else would separate you from everybody else?
So it's healthy, but it still tastes really good.
Okay.
And it has the good texture. Like doesn't have that chalky texture.
And it's easy to make.
Easy to make.
Because all my proteins, I go through the blender.
Yeah, really convenient. Yeah, you don't need a blender.
Convenient, completely vegan, and easy to make.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at doing something like Shanelle, and it doesn't have to be vegan, but find out what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Exactly.
And you did that. But yours was personal. So someone, again, but it ties into what you said, be who you are and make it personal.
Yeah, yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Anything else after that?
So after that, like after launching, I would say.
But before you even launched it,
okay,
what you have to do? Find a manufacturer.
Oh yeah.
You got to find
more education, more research, more digging, and then like even after that, it's like the company that I went with wasn't the first ones that came across my search. So just trying to be, I would say just don't rush, do a lot of research, talk to ChatGPT and everything. Like I was about to go to New York to make this stuff until I like did more digging and stuff like that.
And when you say company, what kind of company are you talking about?
Like a manufacturer. This is manufactured. So you have to find companies, who align with your brand.
So you literally found you Googled manufactured companies for protein.
Yeah, I Googled the top ones, and I was about to go to New York to make this stuff, but I made it work.
Damn. So wait, so now before we get to that, you did your ingredients, and you figured out, I need 2 grams of strawberries, 2 grams of mocha. Like, how'd you?
Something like that. So I knew how many servings, like how many grams of protein I wanted, and I knew that I wanted a certain amount of 2 grams of sugar or lower. So that's what I kind of worked with. I started there, and I know what ingredients I use at home, and I'm like, how can we make this perfect recipe?
That's dope. So you kept trying until you got to the taste that you really wanted. And then you sampled that taste to a bunch of people, whether people going, this don't taste good, this does, this, yay, nay.
Yeah, so everyone kind of has their preference. Like someone will love the peanut butter banana and they will really not like carrot cake. Or someone will be like, oh my gosh, carrot cake is delicious, and they don't like peanut butter banana.
So how many times you had to sample before you got to the right, oh, this is it?
Just a couple times.
Oh, you got it like that. You just.
I mean.
Few times and you was in and out. Before the crowd liked it too?
Yeah.
It wasn't like months of trials let me try this much sugar or this cake or this combination.
I had assistants, yeah. I had assistants with a lab.
Oh, so you had a team. So not only did you call a company, but is that same company the one that gave you the assistance?
Yeah.
So it's like a one-stop shop. But do they get a percentage of everything you sell?
No.
You pay them up front?
Yeah.
Wow. And how much did that cost?
About $28,000 to $30,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I heard the background.
Yeah.
My producers be making. I got the coolest and youngest producers, so everything is like, what? So the young lady before you, she's about to reach $5 million in revenue. So they were like, oh. So I'm like, we bring heavy hitters onto the Healthcare CEO podcast. And again, Shanelle's here because this is about health. And this has helped you maintain your life. But so now you got the ingredients. You called a manufacturing company, right? And then they said, okay, we'll do this and we'll help you create it. We'll label your ingredients. You came up with the label. You had to call somebody else.
Again, that's that research and everything. So they have services within their company, but I already I came to them with my logo already, and then before the logo, then I had the design for the label as well already. So that was me just digging in things as well.
So you did. I love this. I love this. I love this. All right, I know I'm gonna do this. I created my LLC.
Yeah.
And then created your logo.
Yes, created the LLC and the trademark. Then I created the logo.
Oh, you did get trademark. Let's talk about that because people don't understand that you don't own a company unless you own a name. Education. You learned that at a seminar.
Yes.
And how much was the trademark?
The trademark was maybe like $400.
Oh, you did good. I paid $1,500.
I mean, so it depends on where you are. I was comfortable enough to do it myself.
Okay.
If you're not comfortable, then of course have someone, attorney, do it for you.
Yeah. So, and again, smart, because a lot of people be like, well, that's not important. And next you know, Pristein blows up. And somebody could be like, hey, that's my name. You owe me a percentage of whatever you made.
Right.
But you learned that through your schooling of everything. So the biggest thing that I will take from this, definitely, and we got so much more to talk about, is even me, I'm guilty of just jumping out there and then learning as I go.
Yeah.
But you was like, nah, I'm going to learn business first. Who told you to do that?
Well, with my real estate background, I've been an assistant to a broker since I left college, which was almost...
You want to say that here?
Yeah, that's fine. It was about 9 years ago. It was about 9 years ago. And since I left from her, I was her social media assistant. So she trained us early on like marketing and branding and things like that. And it's like you never really notice until it's time to apply it. So when I got my real estate license, I was like, oh, I already know how to make these flyers and videos and all that stuff. So just like my experience with that. And then when I did become a licensed realtor, and like I said, that education again, people were telling me like, okay, you can, with being a real estate agent, you can still be paid, through your LLC and everything. So that's when I got the LLC. And then that's when when I learned that with the LLC, you can get your business credit and stuff. So that's when I just kept building on top of everything.
So you're able to get business credit, help you fund the $30,000, whatever. No? Okay, we ain't going to talk about it. All right. You got the $30,000 one way or another. Just pure hustle.
Yeah.
And then did anybody tell you, hey, when you make this protein shake, make sure it's different and you're creating a need or you're fulfilling a need, or it's just like, I'm making this for myself. Whoever buys it, buys it.
I knew that I wanted it to be different,
Okay.
Like I knew what I was getting from the store, and I knew it was like, this is doing what I needed to do, but I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. So
that's one of my basic business philosophies is like principles is find a need, provide the service. If people understand that's what business is all the time. Like even my producers, like I need a producer, find them, they get business. So when you start a business, don't just, like you said, create something. There has to be a need for whatever you're trying to sell or whatever service you're trying to provide.
Yeah.
This is huge, right? And then also this is, again, for people that have allergies like my son, who can't have the whey protein and all the other proteins that make it, just unhealthy for us to consume. So when you got this, you started taking it, and then what happened now? Like, are they flying off the shelf, or you had to still put more work into it?
Yeah, so they're flying off the shelf, but I would say it's still solely based on my performance. So I'm still trying to grow outside of just my audience. So, for example, like if I go on vacation, the orders will slow down or something. But then when I come back home and I get back to posting, all right, now I got the orders again.
Yeah,
so.
And if y'all don't know, she posts workouts 3, 4 hours. You live at the gym. Like, you be doing 2 a days, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's freaking crazy. I'm not doing that. But, yeah, I love it. So now, with manufacturing, are you in, like, retail stores? Like, so now you got the product. And some people will get, exhausted there, but there's still more work to do.
Definitely.
So You got the labeling, you got the ingredients, like you LLC'd up, you are, trademarked, you good. Now what?
Now, so I finally have the single serving sizes now. I'm in a couple of juice bars locally.
Oh,
but
nice. Congrats.
Thank you. But I am still working on retail locations.
Okay. So right now you're at juice bars, you're at gyms, because I've seen you at gyms promoting your product. And if y'all don't know, she's literally Saturday mornings, she's taking a picture at the gym with someone, trying to promote. So the groundwork is still being laid.
Definitely, yeah.
And then what's the overall goal?
The overall goal is definitely retail and online for sure. And I want to have a team for sure. Like, I want to have my girls or whoever be able to post up in the gyms for me.
The Pristein girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And post up at a gym. So you want to mass produce this. Would you ever license this out?
Yeah.
So you would let, like, a Snap Fitness say, hey, we're going to just take this and make it our own and just pay you?
I might.
Okay, you get rid of your baby like that. Y'all see that? Dang, I hope your daughter don't hear this. But that's
she's
dope.
Totally different. That's the whole other story. Yeah.
But that's the goal, right? To just try to get to a place to be comfortable.
Yeah.
How hard is it being an entrepreneur?
It's definitely hard.
What if you had, if someone came to you and said, Shanelle, what advice would you give them? I want to get started.
I would tell them, so those first couple of things, like establishing your name, and then with the branding, like your name and your logo are super important, first of all. And then second, when you are ready to launch and stuff like that, you got to be ready to market, because how are you going to sell it?
Now, what would it take somebody to start all this and launch it financially?
I mean, overall, it probably took me about $35,000.
Have you made your money back?
We're working on it.
We're waiting for that one big contract.
Yeah.
How long has Pristein been out?
We're going on a year now.
Oh, nice. But you're doing great for a year, because I've seen you on different gyms.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah. And then within that first year, there's so much that you have to spend marketing. Like, it isn't going to sell itself. So, of course, I've made, like, a lot of money, but there's so much that goes back into it. Like, every event I want to do or running ads and stuff like that, like, it's got to be put right back in.
So, yeah, you probably made the money back. You don't see it because you put it right back in.
Yeah, it's going right back, yeah.
If there was anything you could do differently.
If there's anything I would do differently, I would just probably not have, like, any days off. Like, the days where I went on vacation or something, I wish there was someone that I probably could have helped it all be on autopilot while I was gone.
Yeah,
because
automate everything.
Yeah, because being consistent is so important.
Yeah, but you're consistent in the gym, so
I
people
am.
that see you and hopefully y'all follow. What's your Instagram, by the way?
My personal Instagram is Shanelle Monet, ShanelleMonet. The Pristein Instagram is Pristein Protein. Pristein Protein, at Pristein Protein on Instagram.
We got that. Good job. We thank God for editing.
It's like a pop quiz.
We'll hook it up for you. My guy's going to hook that up. So
Okay.
You got that, and then so you're here, and now it's about marketing, and you're doing all the marketing. So I understand when you say, I wish I could find someone to duplicate my efforts, right? Are you ever thinking about taking on a partner?
I'm open to it.
Okay.
But because I feel like this is the hardest part, like, if I take on a partner, you got to really have something to offer.
Yeah, strategic partnerships are key,
Yeah.
right? And so, they know you took on you've done the hard work, so they either compensate you or they can help accelerate your goals and get you to the GNCs and the Goals gyms and LA Fitness. So what's next for you?
What's next for me is we're definitely going to launch some more products to the collection.
Okay.
So just stay tuned. We're going to do some more flavors and some more products.
What flavors do you have now?
Right now we have the peanut butter banana and the carrot cake.
That is dope. That is dope. So we got peanut butter. I mean, this is crazy that you have your own. Are you proud of yourself?
Definitely.
This is super dope. You said there's only like one or two other people that are doing this that are black women?
Yeah. As far as I know, that are like black small business entrepreneurs type, there's only so many of us.
Wow,
Yeah.
This is crazy. So if you guys see this, Pristein, understand that you are supporting a young lady, but not even that though. You're actually investing in your health with a good product.
Yeah.
This thing got, let's see, we're going to do the real taste test with an eye opener. 143 calories. Okay, not bad. All right, let's see. I'm putting on the shot. She is right. Only 2 grams of sugar. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably going to add a couple of sugars myself. Just to, I like my thing like that. Okay. And then 25 grams of protein. Mm-hmm. So I need a healthy tip. Mm-hmm. What I do, 2 scoops in the morning, 1 scoop at night?
1 scoop. So this is a pretty big scoop size. So just 1 scoop per serving if you're just looking for like a easy meal replacement. What are your goals?
I want to slim down, 16 pounds.
Okay, so just do 1 scoop and do it as a meal replacement. So instead of a high-calorie breakfast, you got 143 calories in 1 meal.
Okay. Do I take it once a day? Do I take one before I go to sleep?
It depends on your overall protein intake if you take 1 or 2 a day. So if you want to skip 2 meals, then you'll take 2 a day. If you just want to skip 1 meal, just take 1 a day.
So my son has severe allergies. Mm-hmm. He can take this. He has peanut, milk, dairy.
No, he cannot have the peanut butter banana flavor.
Oh, well, I mean the other one. Yes, you're right.
He can take the carrot cake flavor.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, so when he starts working out, he's only 9. He's got time. But when he starts working out, we're going to make sure we put him on the Pristein Protein. All right, cool.
Healthy muscle gain journey.
One thing I want to ask people, and this is the question I ask all my mentees. Mm-hmm. When you want someone to think about your company, what do you want them to think? Like, what's the first word? Don't give me a commercial like, oh, good.
No. So the name of it is Pristein. I spell it like protein, but pristine means pure.
Okay.
So that's what I really want them to think, like clean food.
Okay. So when someone thinks about Shanelle Clark, what's the first thing you want them to think?
Healthy
and pure. This is so commercial. She must.
I'm serious.
So commercial.
Do you know how many people come up to me like while I'm working? What do you do? Where do you work out? Like they see it.
Yeah, you can see. You got the. I mean.
Yeah. So it's not like. It sounds commercial, but it's the truth. Like that's the first thing people come up to me for.
Yeah, and you represent your protein, so you can't be unhealthy trying to push protein shakes. I wouldn't buy it, but yeah, I feel you on that. I love it. So you want. I love the pure though, because you didn't tell me that. So, that is super dope. Mm-hmm. And so you want people to think about you as being healthy. And so I want to know with you, like, what's the end game? Like, why do you do this? Is this to spend more time with your daughter? Is it freedom? Yeah,
so, of course, we all want that freedom. I am still working, but I don't want to be, like, working forever. Mm-hmm. I'm only getting older, you know?
You're only 30.
I know. But still, I want to be working for myself, building a company, building a brand. Yeah, and leaving like a legacy for my daughter, for sure.
Well, y'all heard it. We good? Guys, how we looking? We got time to do the assessment?
Oh, yeah.
5:55. All right. So at the Healthcare CEO, this is that time where we're going to ask Ms. Shanelle to jump into the doctor's seat. We're going to do an overall evaluation of her business health, and we're going to write a prescription to make sure that she is in good standings when she leaves here. So, Shanelle, jump on the doctor's seat, and we will be with you right now.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
It's like the shoes.
Thanks.
We're not doing an analysis on you, but it's going to be on your business. So I'm just going to talk about your business, how long this has been happening. We're going to go from there. And hopefully I can write you a prescription that we're going to follow up with you at 3 months and see how that's working out. Yeah. All right. It's that time, guys. We're going to do an evaluation on Miss Shanelle's business and overall health of her business. Every episode of the Healthcare CEO, we want to make sure that we're not just taking information from our clients or our customers or our guests, we're actually giving back to them. So it doesn't matter how successful you are, every entrepreneur, every business owner has something in their business that they feel is slightly unhealthy, or they're doing preventative maintenance because they know that something can become unhealthy. So you are Shanelle Clark, you're the owner of Pristein Protein, which is a protein supplement, super dope. You're doing great. It's been a year in business, right? Mm-hmm. And so with that, what do you feel like is the most unhealthy part of your business?
So I think the most unhealthy part of my business is trying to do every part of my business on my own.
Okay.
So that could be like creating the content, making the posts, finding the events for us to get to, doing the pop-ups at the gym, sending out and fulfilling orders and, ordering supplies, all that good stuff, and even selling smoothies, actual shakes sometimes.
So how long have you had this problem?
Probably since day one.
Since
so
day
so
one.
let's say a year.
Okay, so right now, you are the CEO, because you're the
Yes.
face of, right?
Mhm.
And because you're doing everything with your own money, you're the CFO.
Yeah.
And then you're the ones creating the plans to go everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me after further, after further discussion, just think about everything you're going through. This is a common problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be, too frustrated, because actually this problem is easier to fix than you think,
Okay.
right? For one, there's a plethora of ways you can really solve this.
Mhm.
But what will come to mind is finding a COO, right?
Okay.
And so most businesses, minority businesses, small businesses, we cap right here because we are trying to wear all these different hats. But
Yeah.
you didn't go to school for business, right? Neither did I. And so when my businesses have started to flourish, I had to find somebody who knew operations, knew how to get those contracts, and really knew how to get people to really help you. So they would build a team, right? So think about this, and I think you and I have talked about this in the past. You're the visionary.
Mhm.
That's the CEO,
Yeah.
right? The COO is gonna take your vision and he's gonna add structure to it.
Okay.
The CFO and the CEO is gonna talk, COO, and they're gonna say, hey, you tell the COO, hey, this is what I wanna do, I wanna be in multiple locations, ... Okay, cool. They're gonna figure out how to do it, they're gonna add structure to it, then they're gonna talk to the CFO and say, how much is this gonna take to make this happen, and what's our return
Yeah.
on this? You understand what I'm saying? But you can't do all that because you specialize in being the brand.
Yeah.
You're the guy who's gonna say, now that we got these two, by Q3 of 2026, I want 2 more flavors out there.
Mhm.
And they're gonna say, okay, cool, we can do this by this, and they'll create SOPs for you. And then not only that, you'll have the financing behind with the CFO saying, if we do this by this and make this much money, this is what we're gonna project it to make,
Yeah.
or this is what it's going to take.
Mhm.
So what I would suggest for you is, and I know this sounds weird, people go, but what is he giving on that kind of prescription? You're gonna find a great COO in LinkedIn, all right? It's not a specific person because I can't tell you, I will tell you stay away from Instagram,
Mhm.
right? My biggest success is finding someone who has an MBA, right? And someone who knows about marketing, right? So you might find someone who has an MBA and then they have maybe a marketing background as well. But LinkedIn, the reason I say that is most of your professionals will be on LinkedIn. They're not the ones worried about likes or
Yeah.
anything like that, or they're not soliciting a service,
Mhm.
right? And you ever heard of something called a fractured CFO,
No.
right? Or so it's like someone who's a CFO for multiple businesses,
Mhm.
right? They're not really the accountant or the bookkeeper, but they can do things for multiple businesses
Yeah.
and from a finance aspect.
Okay.
Maybe you can find a fractured COO,
Mhm.
someone who can create all your goals, even if you pay them to create the template
Yeah.
of your vision.
Okay.
And now you can say, okay, I know this, this, and this, and this, right? And then you can go to a CFO, right? And say, hey, I need you to tell me, what's it gonna cost to get this? What banks do you have relationships with? Or do I need to create relationships with to make sure this happens?
Okay.
All right? So my prescription for you is to go on LinkedIn, and you will not understand my writing because it's in Dr. Hans's writing. And so, yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. LinkedIn, it's a scribble scratch, but you know what LinkedIn is. And if you need help, call me, I will definitely help you with that. Don't laugh at trust the process, trust the process.
All right.
It makes sense though, right?
Yes, it does make a lot of sense.
Yes, and then once you do that, get some employees, we'll talk about that Goldman Sachs course, that's really gonna elevate your business acumen, and it'll really put Pristein on the map. Like I told you, I went to the Goldman Sachs cohort with over 400 people, nobody had anything remotely remotely close to you. So you would probably attract a lot of investors, right? So we're going to talk about that, but that'll be later on down the line. But I think, again, we help you find a couple of people with their degrees in business, and they will, trust me, they will help you elevate. You can't keep asking people that don't have that specialty, right, to really help you get to this place. And then now that person might magically become your COO. But also, sorry, you want to write you another prescription, all right? And this is going to be your BOD, right? And your BOD is your board of directors, right? So to run a big company, you want a board of directors, and it'll just be, and you'll find a lot of people that don't even want part of your company. They're older, established people that might have worked for GNC, and you find those people on LinkedIn, and you just say, hey, I'll lift you up. I would love for you to be on my board of directors. And a lot of them, they're set, they don't need money, but they just really want to give people great advice. And you will be surprised to see how many people go, wow, because you have such a niche product, people will jump on board to really see you flourish. And people nowadays, when they're on that status, they just want to be a part of something. It's not about the return, right? So do those two things. First, start off with the COO and really lay down a blueprint of what you want. Put all your ideas on paper and show them the product, send them the product, and maybe they can help you say, I want to help you structure. And some of those people have the connects in the Snap Fitness and all that to really get you out there. Sounds good? All right, cool. I hope y'all peep that, and we will definitely see y'all again. But I want to thank Shanelle for coming on the Healthcare CEO podcast. I'm going to help you down. You feel like you got a good evaluation?
Yes.
All right, cool. And if you're looking for Shanelle, how can they find you again? On Instagram?
Yep, at Shanelle Monet on Instagram or at Pristein Protein on Instagram.
And if somebody wants to order the protein shake?
www.pristein.com, Pristein.
Yo, if you want to know more about Shanelle Clark and her Pristein Protein, even if you want a discount, join the Healthcare CEO community. She's going to be on there. She's going to teach people how to become successful in this particular industry. And if you want a bottle of her Pristein Protein, listen, join the Healthcare CEO community and you'll get a discount, all right? www.thehealthcareceocommunity.com. A lot of entrepreneurs like myself that are dominating the healthcare industry. I'll see you guys in the room. Let's go.